as a father yourself, you try to give the support to your kids, right? And I feel like there's certain stage of support that you can give because funny you say that.
Yeah.
That is the main thing I've watched. I've experienced the commodity. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Yeah.
In rugby, because there's so much respect in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
you will see the guy kill each other on the field. After the field, you see them handshake, hug everybody.
Yeah.
It's just like brothers. I mean, after the game.
What is that? Like your worship leader?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how did you get in that? Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the Two Thumbs Up podcast. Sponsored again, self-sponsorship, Concussion Pros. Nice. We're here to assist you with any brain injury, post-concussive syndrome, or orthopedic injuries. We do lots of different things here, but we're grateful to have you here today. And I want to introduce you to one of my friends, and I'm going to let him pronounce his last name. His first name is Soloa. Last name is?
Velovaa.
And a moment ago when I said your last name, it didn't quite have that same impact.
You got it.
And so however, I guess my point in bringing that up is when you say it, there's a feeling behind it. There's an energy behind it. And this is one of the things I love about culture, honestly, is to hear a pronunciation. Like you literally, I mean, and Lily did it a moment ago too, because I have not pronounced your last name properly ever since I've known your family, and I'm going to work on that. But when Lily said it, and then when you say it, it's a different feeling. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Do you get that at all? What I'm saying
Right,
about that?
yeah.
So what would
even when I hear it and somebody pronounce it incorrect, I don't feel it. But
don't
exactly
feel it.
what you meant.
Because when you said it, when both of y'all said it, there's something different. To me, that's interesting. What do you
appreciate it? Though.
What is that? Would you say?
Well, my full name now is Mayava Soloa Velovaa. But I'm known as Soloa. So
say it your whole name one more time for me.
Mayava Soloa Velovaa. Mayava is a chief title from Samoa, but I'm known as Soloa or Lily's dad.
Yeah, Lily's dad. Lily's dad is our amazing Two Thumbs Up podcast producer. She's right here, along with Taylor today. Thanks you guys for being here. So what is in a name? What is in a name? I mean, there's something, yes?
Yeah. Well, before I just want to say thank you for having me here. Yeah. Thank you, my brother. So when I saw the email, Lily was trying to get me here. It's like, man, that would be, why not? I'm off on Wednesday, so it works out perfect.
Nice.
So
I appreciate it.
It'd be a good time to come and hang out and chat with you. And I've heard about you a lot, and great man. Done some good things around the community, so appreciate you
for that.
But yeah, Samoan culture's name is big. It shows when you meet a Samoan here, what's your name? They will ask you your name and your last name. When they say their last name or my last name, they will know exactly where you come from. They identify you, your village, your families, your land, all in that one name.
Wow.
So when people tell me, what's your name? When I say Mayava Soloa Velovaa, they would know exactly where that name comes from. And they know where the title comes from.
So it's got a geographic connotation. It's got a familial, family connotation. Deep roots there.
It's like your identity is because it's passing on from generation to generation.
I love
so that name is like here. When I got here, when I heard the name Johnson and Smith, it's like, oh, do you guys related? No. It's like, oh, that's another Smith somewhere. In Samoan culture, name is everything. A name because it represents who you are.
And when you say, and I know we're kind of diving into this for whatever reason because it's interesting. It's musical. There's a sound to it. There's a flow to it. There's a tone, a vibration, or a frequency to it that's to me is musical. Do you get what I'm saying by that?
Right.
It's interesting to in like English or Latin types of. I would love for the Latin side of things or the English side of things that to embrace that a little bit more. My name is Todd Reed Barber, and
pretty cool name by the way.
Well,
Doctor.
I mean,
Dr. Todd. Right?
Yeah, whatever. But it's like we could have such a deeper impact with how we identify ourselves,
right?
Because of the uniqueness of who you are, and then the uniqueness of your family, and it seems to connect everybody together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's why the Samoan community, or even Polynesian community, is so tight, or there's so much community because we're all raised up together. Mm-hmm. Like I was brought up with my uncles, aunties, cousins, and we all call each other brothers or sisters. So there's an auntie and uncles. Even if you see somebody, another Polynesian on the street, hi uncle or hi auntie, there's a community feeling, of. Because we all grown up together, we all raised up together in one big community because of the family.
Yeah, and what was that like for you?
Man, it was tough in some ways because I remember. I mean, back my mom and dad got divorced when I was 9 years old. I think it was actually 6, 7. Mm-hmm. So we were
starts getting a little rocky at 6, 7,
right.
But yeah.
And then so we were actually with my grandmother's house with all the cousins and the uncles and aunties now because we all were living in a small little 20 by 20 little shack, So sleeping, eating. It was little. You got to find a little spot. You lay down at night, and then the whole line of cousins would be lined up one side. It was tough. Very poor.
Yeah.
Running around with no shoes on, but it was one of the best. I would never change that. I think I'm grateful for the, my childhood.
It seems like the tough things in life, create what is it? Tough things create strong men.
Right.
Yeah.
It brought you, I mean, even now it gives me that gratitude.
And women, by the way.
Thankful.
Yeah.
No matter what. It's so now living here in America, I mean, you look back, I miss those days because that was the freedom.
And there's something simple about it.
Simple, yeah.
As you share these things, you shared that story a minute ago, and I had this deja vu. Like somehow, some way, we've had a conversation like this, or this was. So I had this immediate deja vu when you're describing the circumstance in which you were with your cousins and living and sleeping, and I'm like, there's something about your experience that really resonates with me. So, what if you were to say some of the defining things in your life early on that sort of drove you or shifted you, or now that it gave you the perspective you have about your life. What were some of the early? Obviously, parents getting divorced, that's a biggie. What else sort of happened for you early on?
I think of not having it sometimes. I mean, it was always that wishful. Man, I wish you went. I used to play a lot of sports back. When I went to school back home.
Like what'd you play?
Rugby, yeah. Tracks, we run a lot of tracks. But you look on the stand, you see kids and their mom and dad up there. Yeah. And you kind of look, where's grandma at? Or uncle's at? My mom was working in the city, so she couldn't really come to. My dad was not in the picture.
Yeah.
But you just kind of look around, where are the family members for support? And then when families after the game or some kind of events, I would follow my friends to go say hi to their friends, to their families, and that was it. It's like, oh yeah, good job.
Yeah,
but that was deep inside as a kid. You can't, man, I wish grandma was here. I wish uncle was here. But those were the challenging moment. I think there was a lot of hurt inside of me, hiding it, but then I reacted out in sports. That's how it was my outlet.
Yeah. So I was going to ask. So especially in a sport like rugby.
Yeah.
outlets are essential.
Oh yeah, you got to find an outlet.
It's like, I completely agree with you. There's this thing about, and maybe early on in life I didn't see it as much, but what was as you experienced and played rugby and having this turmoil and frustration at home and that inner angst or whatever angry, frustration, sadness, how did that correlate to your performance on the field?
I think it's pretty much that's where you, for somehow, the ability to perform on the field that's where you got to give it all.
Yeah.
So basically all the frustration, like you just said, boil into your spirit or your soul.
Yeah.
You got to find somewhere to let it out.
Yeah. And
that's where you just let it out. It's never really ended up in a good way. Sometimes it can be
Sport seems to be a relatively constructive way to do it.
Right.
In our culture now, we see a lot of other ways there are people dealing with that can be more destructive, right? Alcohol, drugs, those types of things, right? So, some of the frustrations you experienced in your younger life drove you through your sports career and into your what are some of the things, what are some ideas, or what would you tell, in particular, we're talking about young men today, we're going to talk about, what would you tell young men right now that are, stuck? Like there's a lot of suicidal ideation.
Right.
There's a lot of lack of drive. There's a lot of people feeling lost.
Yeah.
Yes. And to me, there's a emotional component, a spiritual component, and there's a physical component. And in what we do here, we deal with a lot of injury. And in some ways, to me, it's a very similar thing. An emotional injury as a young person, there's an opportunity to learn a lot, and grow a lot, and experience a lot, and push through in a constructive way, like playing rugby. It's very similar to me as an injury. You've had injuries in your life.
Yeah, a lot.
Everyone's had injuries of some sort. Overcoming those injuries requires what, would you say?
Perseverance. I think, back to the beginning of the question, I think it requires a lot of support. And I think coming from that kind of background, it requires that definitely a father figure in the house.
Yeah.
And now as a father myself, I try to make sure what you didn't have, you try to be there for you as a big support. To go through injuries, I mean, that's where the lowest part of your career, because I remember I had an tore ACL, so sometimes you feel, man, I was never able to play again the level that I used to play, because there is doubt there. So there is mentally, it affects your mental, physical, you know what I'm saying, everything, because if you're not 100% sure if this recovery is going to come back as normal, you know, so... But that's why I think it's very important to have that father figure in the house, or a coach, or a mentor, or church.
Or church.
In my side, it was a church for sure. I think that was definitely the thing that helped me to stay motivated and stay still, stay focused.
And so, having some sort of a rock to stand on, some sort of foundation, parent, teacher, coach, father, having that sort of a... And at some point, there's a point where you, as young men, we begin to have to stand on our own 2 feet.
Exactly.
And when that happens, and you have children, you become a father, where do you find yourself? Where do you find your support now? Because you're in a position to support the ones you adore and love. Where is it you find your personal rock, foundation, support?
As well, I think from my own experience, when growing up, you're always trying to look for that support, right?
Outside.
Yeah, as a kid growing up, and then now, as a father yourself, you try to give the support to your kids, right? And I feel like there's certain stage of support that you can give, because at the age of 1 till 5 or 6, 7, you'll be the parents. You tell them what to do.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do, and at a certain age, you change your talk. I think because sometimes they don't receive it as when they were like
And what happens when they hit 20?
20. That's another tough one, which is I'm at right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the conversation now is a whole change. I feel like I have a son, which is Lily's brother. They're twins. So his way of receiving information is different than I will give to Lily. So you got to find a way to communicate. Depends on how they receive.
And this is exactly what I was asking. So there's a point where, and it's a concept I was talking with someone not too long ago, where it's almost as if parenting,
Right.
being a father or dad, as they mature and grow older, we get to mature and grow older
Exactly.
as a parent.
Got to change how you approach
Literally
them.
shift it in how we approach it or communicate it, or there's a whole nother level of trust in them
Right.
and in God.
Yeah.
To me,
Exactly.
it's like, okay, I'm just going to lay this one right before your feet because I don't know what to do with this one.
Yeah.
And to me, there's correlation there between a connection with God as well as
Amen.
how we what we stand on. Like, what's our foundation?
Right.
What's our compass?
Well,
It's
definitely.
a very interesting time as 50-year-old men, barely 50, right?
Barely.
50, barely.
Still look-
Yeah. So to kind of navigate that.
And it's interesting your question because I will never apply how I was brought up to my kids here in America. That would be I'll be in jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's because, and also even having 3 teenager or young adult kids, they're all different. I mean, I love them the same, but I love them differently,
You love them uniquely.
uniquely.
Yes.
Because they all have their own uniqueness of how to receive information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so that's like, wow, is take that idea and then expand it into maybe through the eyes of our creator. Like, oh, okay, well oh my gosh, there's this unique person. There's this unique individual. And like, I love them all uniquely.
Differently, right?
Yeah.
But all the same.
It's like this whole nother
Right.
realm of possibilities there that
Right.
I consider a lot.
Well,
So,
it is. I think that's one of the reasons. A big shift or pivot from my as a father of looking and observing my kids growing up
yeah.
by watching them how they receive the information or how they give information. It helps me what they need in their life. So, like I say, I mean they're wonderful kids, but they're not perfect kids.
Yeah.
I mean, oh boy, they give me all this gray hair.
Yeah.
But in the ways I have to change how to communicate because I would like I said, the way I was brought up is a whole different level. But I think it helps, in a way to a lot of parents right now. They thought, oh, this is how I was brought up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach them how to. But it's not. It's a whole. We have to evolve in our parenting, or in a different way of. Even now in social media, kids can see things on social media. This is what I'm going to find influence or find mentors, find coaches on social media.
Yeah.
But you have a dad right here that you have to.
Yeah. They there's lots of ways that they can be distracted, and me too. I mean, I'm only correlating this to I grew up in the '80s. It's a completely different experience, and it's interesting to figure out how to navigate this
Right.
for everyone, including myself.
How many kids you have?
I have 3.
Nice.
Yeah, 2. I have 2 sons that are old. My oldest is 29. My second son just turned 27, and my daughter, she's 23. So similar.
Wow.
Yeah.
In their 20s. That's awesome.
But so as far as what you do now, and the things you're interested in, and the directions you're going in your life, what are some of the things you currently are involved with?
I used to play by the way rugby, but now I referees rugby. One of the officials here in Utah. I travel around, United States for college rugby
Collegiate rugby. So how long have you been doing that?
since 2017.
And
So I play when I moved here from from Samoa, moved from Hawaii here. I played 2003, off and on till 2016.
so like 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Competitive rugby.
I'm better, yeah.
Yeah.
The amateur league going on right now, the premier league going on right now.
What
Well,
is
not
the-
right now.
What is
so.
the local club called?
The pro team's called the Warriors.
The Warriors. That's right.
Utah Warriors.
So, what has it been like for you in the rugby world? What are some of the things you've experienced, learned? Because I think it's a sport in the United States that's growing.
Right.
Back in the day, soccer or football was not. Now that's coming on. Hockey's coming on.
Yeah.
Like Utah's got a new Salt Lake Hockey Club.
Right?
Utah
Utah Hockey
coming
Club.
on, and I feel like rugby. My wife actually was born in New Zealand,
Oh, nice.
so
All Blacks, right?
All Blacks. I watch them semi frequently, and what's the name of that? It's a phenomenal. Is it called Five Nations?
Six Nations.
Six Nations.
In Europe.
Oh my gosh, guys!
Yeah.
If you have not watched that tournament or that,
Yeah.
there's a documentary about it every year. It's phenomenal, right?
I think that's Argentina, All Blacks, Springboks, which is South Africa, and
The Ireland team,
England, yeah.
France,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wales.
those gentlemen.
big dogs right there.
Oh heavens!
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean,
Australia, I think, is in there.
it's interesting sport because it is. From the outside, it would look like it's raw and rough. But what's been interesting about watching that documentary is the connection
Right.
that those players have with each other, their families, the commitment levels. Has that been your experience in rugby?
It's
It
funny you
actually
say
is
that.
Super cool.
It's
Like, I
funny you
love
say
it.
that.
Yeah.
That is the main thing I've watched. I've experienced the commodity. Is that the right word?
Yeah, yeah,
In rugby, because there's so much respect in the game. I mean, you will see the guy kill each other on the field. After the field, you see them handshake, hug everybody.
yeah.
It's just like brothers. I mean, after the game.
What is that? Like, what would you there's that connection, that camaraderie, that brotherhood, that respect.
I think it's because, I was growing up in the game back in school. You're always taught the respect.
Yeah.
And even if you tackle somebody, I played rugby all my life back in school, and then I came here to play, and then I never had any knee injuries or head injuries until I got here. And I was tackled by a football player. That's how I got my ACL here.
So-
But there's a discipline of how you tackle. There's always a discipline. You're not going out there to kill somebody, but you tackle hard but clean.
So to me, what you're describing is intention.
Right? I mean, you know where your ACL is, so when you try to get somebody down, you go for. But we never do that. We never purposely try to take somebody down. Until I got here, I was tackled by, and I know exactly what he was trying to do.
You already knew it was the intention
yeah.
of him
Yeah.
was to injure you. But the intention of true rugby players is
they don't do that.
to literally go mano a mano.
Right. Well, there's
It
a technique of
yeah.
tackle. You're from up here and then below the neck. Because if you tackle above the neck, that's high tackle. That's a red card right
But
there.
the intention isn't to harm. The intention is to play a sport.
Sports. Always tackle hard but clean. There's certain parts of your body to tackle. But once you know somebody's going through, then you know that's a different intention.
That's a completely different intention. It's interesting how, to me, that there's to me that expands into relationships.
Yeah.
What's my intention with this podcast?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're just going to fill the space with love and kindness and healing and health and ideas and possibilities. Or we could. Some things drives me crazy. There's so much political things going on. I'm like, I don't want to fill the space with more of that crap. Let's talk about rugby and sport and possibilities
But yeah, we talk about rugby, man. That's the commodity right there. I love it. It's because even here, after playing a game, you go out there, hang out with buddies.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes guys will have a Bud Light, and some guys will have a cover. And we were the guys who would try to kill each other on the field, and we have to sit down in a circle and have a cover or just talk stories and laugh at each other. Sometimes one of the best times is after the game because we try to roast somebody. Just always try to
have some dialogue, banter.
Right.
So being a referee, what is where do you see the sport going? Where do you see? Is there more and more young people getting involved? Because in other countries we know it's very popular.
Growing, yeah.
How about in the U.S.? Would you say
it's growing?
Yeah.
It's growing big. I remember when I first started refereeing games. We go to high school. We're doing Little League. Now, man, they're still looking for referees. I think it's growing so big because of the national team. I mean, the what you call the pro team.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a lot more well known here in the States. And
so you do that on your referee. But what is your passion? Where would you say your passion lies? What are some of the things you do involved in the community and those types of things? What would you say?
Well, I mean, I do a lot of community service also back because I am more involved with my church. So I do go to.
Tell us about that.
I actually do part of the Salt Lake Christian Center Church. It's a born again church. I do the worship for our church.
You're a worship leader.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how did you get in that?
Great stories. Well, my dad, my biological dad, he's a musician himself. So he used to play. I remember when I was a kid, saw him play an instrument here and there. But how I got really into it was when I left home at the age of 9, I think. I lived with my mom's cousin's family. So basically, his son was same age.
Yeah.
And he has a guitar. So I remember he was a fisherman. So every afternoon he would go fishing and he would leave his guitars on top of the ceiling. So me and my cousin would always go, hey, let's try it. I remember seeing him play this chord or how he played. We would try to, learn by watching him play every evening when they have the old guys, Samoan guys would come and sit down. He would be playing the guitar. We'll be watching him. And that's how I started playing the guitar and started getting to, music and started learning a lot more and become a lot better here and there. But when I came to, that's how I met Lily's mom. When I came to there was a program in Hawaii called Youth with a Mission. It's how you change your life and to know God. And there were a lot of guitars just laying all over the place. It's like, hey, can I borrow your guitar? And then that's how I started practicing. And I find out, hey, I'm really good in this. And people say, you want to play a song for us? You want to play a song for us? So I would be asked to play songs here and there. When I got here to Utah, they need somebody to lead worship for a church called New Hope. We used to go with the kids, and then
Where's New Hope located?
It was in Glendale.
Glendale, yeah. Is it still out there?
Actually, we merged with Christian Center, Salt Lake Christian Center now. So
you got invited to be the worship leader.
Yeah.
How's that been for you?
It's been a blessing. I think also not only, let what God has put in your heart as a gift to bless somebody else or bless the church. And also I think it's both ways. I think when I play, it does help me continue on what God has put in my heart.
What is it about music for you that is that expression of love and gratitude and connection? What is it? What would you say it is about music?
Music.
Yeah.
You're right. I think it's the expressions of your heart.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's good to know a little bit of instrument or guitar or whatever. Because I feel like when times goes south for you, that's when I feel like, man, I need a guitar, man.
Yeah.
I remember when I went through with, my marriage. That was I was just grab the guitar and start singing.
So it's an outlet.
Yeah.
There's a feeling about it. Mm-hmm. Is there a feeling that you experience when you play and you're just like in it? I always think of like, to me it's similar to be in the zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by the zone? Like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, when they're shooting, they're in the zone.
They'll focus.
It's a matter of fact, to me, it's rhythmic.
Right.
It's tonal. There's something there. Like, oh my gosh, look out! To me, it's the same with when you see a sprinter or the biomechanics of someone. It's like there is a flow to that,
right?
And I like to correlate what you're describing musically to it's an art form,
right?
In so many ways, everything is an art form,
yeah.
And so when you're connecting that way in your music, what are what's been some of the experiences you've had, or what's been some of the
in music?
Yeah,
in fact, right now I have a band also. So not only I do music for the church, and I do have a band called Extol.
Spell that.
EXTOL. It's in the scriptures, Psalms 92, verse 2, where 95 verse 2, sorry, let us extol him with music and psalms.
Mm-hmm. It's a psalm.
Yeah, it's a psalms, yeah. I think it's also a way to bring peace or some kind of inspiration to people. Yeah. I think sometimes all we need to hear to sit down and listen to some good music, or just turn on the radio. Sometimes we're driving down the street and going through a rough day, and somehow you turn on the radio and there are songs that just come out. It's like, man, they lift your spirit up. There's something about music that connects people. It's like a universal language. You turn on the music, whether you're in Hong Kong or in America, it's something about the music. But not only just music, I think godly music or gospel music, it lifts your spirit, your soul. And I think it does to my heart. Every time we were driving right here, I was listening to K-Love, and there's some positive message there for you. Yeah. And it definitely helps your mind, and you'll stay focused. And
it reminds me of how you say your name.
Right.
to me, it's this. There's a frequency. There's like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful way to express something. Music's just like that.
Exactly.
And I feel like it's almost as if, to me, music pierces the heart, the soul. There's an interesting
I like that
old story about the walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
And if you've ever heard the story, and we all have heard the story, where the walls of Jericho came down because of music.
They just walk around and singing around the wall.
The trumpet. And to me, the analogy of that story, to me, is the crumbling downs of the walls of anger and frustration. So for music, there's a when it touches all the walls, all the enmity between ideas fall like the walls of Jericho, and we connect.
Man, that's powerful.
And it's the same thing that I see with sport.
Yeah.
With rugby, what you described so beautifully with the brotherhood of rugby. Yeah. The intention is compete. And to me, the word compete actually means to strive together. Not you and I separate, but we're going to fill this space between us with intention and love and compassion and ideas and music.
Right.
And it's whatever we fill in this space, to me, it's pure connection.
Right.
And that's, Soloa gave me this today. And will you share with us
Yeah.
what this is?
This is called Ula Fala in Samoa. Some of you probably watched wrestling, Mr. Roman Reigns, whereas when he goes, there's two different colors. One is brown and the other one is red.
Yeah.
So they're both Ula Falas.
Ula Fala.
It's a symbolize of a chief or talking chief or somebody that is well respected, which is definitely
That's very kind.
deserve
It
it.
actually even just wearing it is there's a feeling about, not out of just there's a it feels warm, it feels safe, it feels grounded.
It's funny because, and I'm not just saying this because sometimes I'm very, very in tune when I pray a lot, and I feel like that's taking me this far. But last night I was actually looking at those up there because I have two left, left now. And I was praying. I was like, God, should I give this to Mr. Todd, Dr. T? And I felt so much peace in my heart that belongs to you. So, but in a way, because I thank you for even the opportunity to share a little bit of my stories. Yeah, there's so much in there, but it's always there's that Samoan cultures of always giving.
Yes.
There's always not only they keep whatever the last dollar in their pocket. I remember growing up when people showed up at the house, we don't have nothing in the house, and Grandma would say, find something. So we'll be running, cooking something, whatever we can find to cook for this guest. Even though we don't really eat that food because that's for the special people.
Yeah.
Well, you tried every little. It's in the Bible where they try. We try every little thing to. It's out of hospitality. But long story short, I feel like when I saw that last night, it gave me a heart. It's like this is for Todd the T.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd probably that for you. But in a way, I think you actually have done so much here. As a doctor, I'm sure you have helped a lot of people in the community. And that's normally signifies that somebody is well respected and earned the spot status. It's a chief, so chief normally wears those, but it's a gift to you, sir.
To me, what you're describing is the chief is also, in many ways, as your grandma did.
Yeah.
She's the one that serves.
Right.
And sometimes the word doctor bothers me, to be honest with you, because it implies something to the mind that isn't true. Doctor is actually, to me, synonymous with student. And so it's almost this, the ego would say doctor or chief, but the heart says
serve.
Yeah. As the master serves, as to go to the places where your grandma served with nothing. It's like the widow's mite. Mm-hmm. And that's to me it's a more expansive, more exciting way to experience being a chief like you.
Well, it's funny you say that because there is a saying in Samoa, ole ala, ole pule, ole tautua. Ole ala, ole pule, ole tautua means the path to leadership or being a chief is to serve.
To serve.
That's how you become a chief. It's not just go up there. You have to serve your family, serve the community, serve the village, serve the church.
Yeah.
And then that's when your families or the community recognize you as somebody that served. And that's how.
Say those words one more time.
Ole ala ile pule.
Ile pule.
Ole tautua.
Oh my gosh. Did you all feel that? It's musical, it's harmonic, it means something.
Yeah. Your path to leadership or to boss or the chief is to serve.
Wow.
That's but it's I mean that's like you just nail it right there when you say about serve, because as you're talking, that is exactly what signified the chief. Because, like you say, Jesus came not to, serve, but to not to be served, but to serve.
To serve. And look at the result.
Yeah.
Look at what's because of the message.
Yeah.
Because someone said, "Come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden. I will serve you and give you rest." Like your grandmother.
Yeah.
I see these correlations in what you're describing and the way you live your life and what you're doing now and how you love your family and your children and what you do as a worship leader. It correlates. It's like this flowing of music or a tapestry or a painting of.
Yeah.
Because to me, you have intention. You have intention to share a message. Amen. You have clear intention to be a phenomenal father and a phenomenal chief as you serve your communities. And I feel like that's what a man is.
I appreciate that. I think even like it's funny to just look back as a full circle. Like you say, it's like a rhythm of flowing it's like a story's already been written, but yet living it, you'll never know what's the next chapter of your life until now looking back. Wow, what amazing stories. I mean, even though it was rough times as a childhood, growing up and then I will never change a bit. I mean, I remember my grandma was a violent woman. I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm a second from I would always create problems, but 3 of us would always get in trouble altogether. And I remember one time, and this is actually one of, I can still remember it vividly. We were tied in the trees, naked. As a young, I think we were like 9, or I think I was like 8, 9, And then we have our friends walking to go to school, walk right past by. The embarrassment, oh boy. But it really has something to do with your heart. Like, oh Lord, you have to growing up with that mindset. But it almost feels like normal.
Yeah.
Like the beating and the stoning and it almost feels normal. But now, boy, but I will never change that. I think it made me who I am as a man now. Looking back, I've learned a lot how you deal with the ups and downs, but it's like that story. It's like that rhythm, both a song, right? You continue to live on, but it's all that was already seen by God.
Yeah.
I would always look back and say, man, that's amazing how this boy running with barefoot back in the eye. Sometimes I'll wear one, piece of short or level for 1 week, looking back and to see the blessing of God here. And I've looked back and I will never forget where I come from. And I will never even, I will never even stop giving God thank you or thanksgiving or gratitude, because I remember I was so much longing for this, longing for that, longing for this, with not having it. Now you're having it. I will never forget to continue to thank God no matter what. It's because it's a story, like you say. It's like that rhythm. Continue to live on the life that He has. Whatever we went through or we go through in life, there is somebody. He's watching, and He's always taking us. And He used our situation or past experience as one of the best teachers in life.
Have you noticed that because of what's transpired in your life, because I have 2 sons, and it's my daughter is, she's amazing. Like all my kids are amazing, but for whatever reasons, as a dad to a son, in my experience, it's like, okay, it's almost another level of trust or faith in their life process that I kind of just lay at the foot. I call it, because this is how my dad used to speak. He was a pastor.
Oh, nice.
And he said, just laid at the feet of the cross, foot of the cross. I'm like, and to me, that's surrender.
Right.
What it means to me is Surrender those things that I have no control over. Manage the things that I do, and love no matter what. And trust and have faith in their life experience that they'll emerge triumphant. It's like your son, you know, like Kiani.
Yeah.
Like, son, I trust you. You got this. Whatever he's going through or whatever. There's that another, to me, that's the maturation of a dad.
Just trust them and trust God to
Trust them.
You know.
You know? Because look what you've emerged from. You know?
Right.
Where
you're totally right, because sometimes with you as a father or as a parent, you always worry about your kids, but yet God worries. God will actually take care of them. Like, even though
I got this.
Yeah. It's like you probably take care of them better than what you try to do.
Like, hey Peter, you want to come and walk on the water or not?
Right.
Oh, ye of little faith. You know, it's like you were describing with your knee injury. Well, will I ever play at the level I used to play? Oh my gosh, my life is rugby. Well, no, it's. I will heal.
Right.
It heals, and then maybe it's a reminder. It's like but it heals.
Right.
So everything heals.
And scars, sometimes when they heal scars, sometimes I love my scars, because they will tell me. Also, I remember these scars. I remember this. You know, it's people say, "What is it?" It's a testimonies of His goodness. Every time I see scars, it's part of my testimonies. There's so many scars, and mine, like you say, with the ACLs.
But have you noticed too the scars? How grateful are you for your knees?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm grateful for my knees or my elbow that's been reconstructed. I'm like,
Holy.
I'm so grateful that I have an elbow, because I've damaged it.
What happened?
You know, well, I ruptured some stuff in here, so it's been, and I'm grateful. Honestly, I have cadaver parts in here, and I'm actually grateful to the human who donated their cadaver parts to my arm, their body part. I mean, that's the magic of modern orthopedics and stuff. But it's almost like the gratitude increases after the injury. Isn't it fascinating?
That's
like
crazy.
the stuff you walk through as a little boy, the injury, and then you emerge into gratitude because there's a whole nother level of faith and trust in creation and creator and God. It's like, oh yeah, and life actually from that perspective, to me, becomes so much more fun.
It's like when they say you'll never miss the water until the wells runs dry, right?
And then when the water comes back,
say, "Oh man, save all this water now.
Let's celebrate. I'm going to take a bath." you
Man.
know? So I love it. I love, there's kindred brotherhood here. We've before this conversation, we'd met one time.
Right. When I heard your name, it's like, I think I met him once when Lily told me about it.
And I love your family. I love your children. I love your Sarah. I don't even like the phrase ex-wife. I really don't. I mean, she is a beautiful, and her husband Randy is my bestie, and they mean a lot to me and my wife.
And I want to give her a shout out too, because we met in Hawaii. That's how I ended up here in Utah. She's from here. Well, we went through in our own time, but I don't think I told her this, but I was also, even you became a Christian, God, but there was a lot of things within you that you were dealing with. Mm-hmm. As a young man with no role model as being a husband, my main focus when I got married was like, I want to never be divorced. I want to be a great father to my kids, because I didn't have that. But there was one thing missing. I didn't know how to be a husband. You got to be a husband first before becoming a father.
Yeah.
So being a husband was tough, because one of the things I wanted also, because one man that was the most influenced in my life is her dad. Lloyd Andrews. That's the first time I've ever seen a real father figure in my life. And even now, me and him are very close.
I love you, Lloyd. I know Lloyd.
Lloyd, yeah. I saw how he treated his wife, and he opened the doors and buying flowers for her, like, Sarah's mom, obviously. I was like, man, this is awesome. I try to look up to him to do what I can do to his daughter. Never seen that before. So, but that was an easy. I mean, I came here as a young guy. I think I was 27, 28. We got married, but that was the differences of cultures also. But I would never, say this and that. But I think there was a lot of also my own demons I was dealing with as a.
And isn't it interesting that Sarah came along at the perfect time to create magnificent life with you, and I've done a number of weddings in my life, like been the officiator. And one thing that I like to tell people is that you'll never learn as much about yourself in any other relationship than being in the marriage relationship.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that's kind of, and then the gratitude for Sarah, for example, as time moved on.
Right.
Do you see how that's?
Yeah.
You're saying that's grown. That's expanded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for her, to give me the beautiful kids I have, and now I have a granddaughter. So, yeah, we I think we came a long way. But I will never, forget what she has blessed me with, with the kids, and I'm grateful for her to met Randy and beautiful families, and have a good place. Randy's been good to my kids and great man. I'm grateful.
Well, I'm just gonna say my experience of you is you are a sweet, generous, kind, compassionate, strong man of God.
Appreciate it, sir.
I see that. I love that. And because of that, what you're creating and what you're doing, with pure intention and of your heart, it makes difference in people's lives.
Right.
I know it has made a difference in my life. I'll never forget this interaction, and maybe that's why I had deja vu early on in this this podcast today. But much gratitude, my friend. I am grateful. I love your perspective on your culture, what you've learned, what you're doing. If there's any way that I can serve you, or if there's any way that we can, whatever comes up, I would love to be of service as well. So
appreciate you, boss. Thank you so much.
We love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
it. Thank you.
And guys, we love you. Thanks for tuning in to Two Thumbs Up Podcast. It's been a pleasure. Concussion Pros, check us out. Tell us about your band. Where can people find your band if they want to
Well,
your
we
music?
mostly play at church events. Xstall has a Facebook. Xstall Facebook.
EXTOL.
EXTO. Yeah, that's it.
So go to church, people.
Right, go to church.
Go to which church?
South Lake Christian Center.
Salt Lake Christian
It's
Center.
an
Go
old
check it
church,
out. If you're looking for a place to have community and connection, church is a great place to find it.
Well,
and we could talk about, I'm sure there's a lot of other things we could talk about, but church is always a great place to find connection, community, love, support.
Healing.
Healing.
That's where I found healing.
Amen. Yeah.
My own.
Yeah. So go check it out. We love y'all. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Thank you.